What's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm running a little late today. I am juggling so much stuff right now with GopherCon and everything coming up. Alright, now we got my headphones up. Okay, so over the past couple days, we've got a bunch of stuff working now. So we kind of have the basics of everything that we need to be able to add and remove inputs. We're doing it live. We kind of played with putting images on. What else did we do? So we also implemented resizing the input and relocating it in the screen, and changing like Z order and alpha transparency. So we kind of have the bones of everything we need. I think that now might be a good time to start looking at maybe refactoring a little bit, organizing these things into additional modules, starting to add things like logging so that we can productionalize this, and starting to go through and like do better error handling, removing all of our unwraps and things like that, because we want to make sure that this is rock solid. We don't want somebody to like send, like there's an example. One of the HTTP requests will panic, I think, if you don't send a field that's required, and that could cause issues with the rest of the app. So we want to make sure that all of those sorts of things are handled really, really well so that it's rock solid. And then I don't think we'll have time for it today, but maybe tomorrow we can get into like containerizing it and trying to run it out somewhere. If not, maybe Monday. So let's start taking a look at all of this. I don't know what that is. Oh, those were our GStreamer logs. So I'm thinking about maybe splitting this up a little bit. So right now we have this mixer mod and the HTTP one. I can't remember what was in lib. Okay, so this is where we're just like... Okay. So, maybe what we can do here... Excuse me. Starting to lose my voice. So, one thing that I've been noticing is inside of our mixer, this file is starting to get like really, really huge. And I think as we do better error handling, it's only going to get bigger. So I'm kind of thinking about splitting this up into multiple modules so that maybe we have like a input RTMP, right? And I don't know whether we call this an input or an RTMP input or something. Right? Something along these lines, right? I don't know, URI input. And I'm not really sure where the typical point is, like, you know, the idiomatic way of breaking these things up into new files. Like, is that okay? Because this would basically now be a directory, and this would be a file, this would be a file. I mean, because I think that what we would end up doing is exposing them up here like this, right? Even though they exist lower. And I think that would be okay. Or just call it RTMP. I don't know. So maybe let's start looking at that. So what do we have? Now the question is, should we have input live in mixer? Maybe not. Maybe we should move it up. So maybe we make a source directory and then source input. And then we'll move mixer input into mod. something like that. We're going to break a lot of stuff though. Okay, so I guess let's fully move this stuff out because we're going to have to fix it later anyway. So that's the module. Source input mod. Okay. What are you doing? So we would also do like an input URI.rs, I guess. We can leave the enum up at this level, but something like that. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing for this one. Test. And then that just leaves fake. Okay. We are going to have to do some other refactoring later too, because I think we're going to ultimately want to connect our inputs to multiple things. But let's get our refactoring done first. Okay, so I think we're going to end up needing all of this for each of these. Okay. Oh. Warp, what are you yelling about? Okay. Okay, so we got a couple places we need to fix. Handlers and mixer mod. So source, mixer mod. Well, that should still be there, right? Because it's here. Why does that not exist? Pub views, input. Well, that's not going to be in there anymore. What am I missing here? This is how we expose it up a level. Oh, right. So we need to do like a pub mod URI, right? and then test. Well, no. Oh, right. We need it at the crate level, right? So we need our lib rs. There we go. That's what I'm missing. Input. What is our error here? What is going on here? All right, we broke a ton of stuff. All right, what is going on here? I'm guessing this is just because this isn't working. Why can we not? Oh, wait. Why is it not finding that? Pub use input. Oh, because we need to go up a level. It would be crate, right? That's why. Because before it was nested below this. Okay. So, but I'd really prefer it to be here, right? No. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, this is what we want. Okay. And we'll move outputs next. Okay. McCann, what's going on? After getting everything working, I am now trying to break it all. We're doing some refactoring. I want to start getting things organized where I want them so that we can start, that way we can start going through and like solidifying everything. And plus, before I had like inputs and outputs nested under Mixer, but I think based on some new features that I want to work on, I think they need to be up one level because I think I want to make it where you could connect an input to an output directly. And why you might want to do that is what if you wanted to record at the input and not at the output? So you record each of the individual inputs and not the thing that mixes them together. So I think refactoring this way is probably the way to go. Okay, so that's there. So that should fix that one. So input test not found. Okay, so inside of here, if I just do a use here, use I guess what would it be? It would be URI. No. Okay, now I know I've done this before. I just have to remember how. What we want to do is your internet's been crappy? That sucks. So right now we have this, right? We have input. I mean, I could do use input URI, right? I thought I had this in here. Why is that not working? All right. It's funny how these imports still mess with me. Okay, so here's our lib. We got input here. That's fine. So we're done here. Yes, we're done here. I don't see any errors here. So now we have these nested modules. But how were we doing that before? Pub use output, output. Crimson, what's going on? We are currently taking our working project and refactoring the crap out of it and seeing whether we can break it. And right now I'm trying to remember how all of the imports and uses work to create the layout that I want. Input mod URI not found in this scope. Okay, so we should be able to just say use URI, right? Yeah. So why is that erroring on me? Oh, no. This is test. Fake. Fake. Test. Fake, right? Here, I'll link you to it. So, but we're in the middle of refactoring though, so the layout won't look exactly the same. Wait, what is this? Why do I have two? Okay, so that's... Okay, why does that not work? Where are we? We're in input mod, right? So this is how we do it here. Pub mod output, pub mod. Am I missing something? Mixer output. No. Alright, what am I missing? So why is this failing? So why is this not working? Oh, this is URI. Alright, so what are these errors then? And why can't I just refer to it as URI here? Isn't that what we're doing? Yeah, I mean, the GStreamer stuff we've been working on for a little while. And, you know, a lot of it is also me trying to learn Rust and GStreamer at the same time. But... Alright, what is going on here? I must have something wrong here. Okay, so wait. Input mod, use fake fake, use of undeclared type fake. Alright, that's because I moved those. Okay, so hold on. Alright, so we need a pub use and a pub use, and then URI, URI. What do you mean doing it with GStreamer would be a whole other level of pain? Okay, associated function link. Why? Oh. I guess we never caught that before. So these need to be public. Ah. Alright. Pub function unlink. Okay. Oh, without GStreamer, yeah. Yeah, I always mess up the Rust modules, and then I have to remind myself how it all works. But yeah, GStreamer really seemed like the right way to go here. I thought about using FFmpeg, but the fact that there were already really good Rust bindings for GStreamer, and conceptualizing the pipeline in GStreamer is so much nicer. Like, I have the debug output to be able to see what the pipeline looks like. And being able to kind of inject my own things in between, because we're going to get into like how do we measure bit rate to be able to alert when we lose audio or when the stream is broken or something, right? We want to turn this into a productionized app. Yeah, he's doing really awesome stuff in Rust. A couple of his blog posts were what triggered me to start investigating using GStreamer in the first place. All right, let's see. Now we're getting closer. Okay, so in Mixer mod, input test is not found. Okay, so Mixer mod 115. Okay, but I want this to exist here. So this is where I need to remember how to do this. I know there's a way to expose this where I can take, you know, input fake and make it input fake. I just have to remember how you do that. And I thought it was... GStreamer saved me once from Chrome World with their awesome newish WebRTC module. Yeah, so I'm actually really looking forward to playing with the WebRTC module. Once this is a bit further along, I want to try to get a WebRTC page where we can use this whole pipeline to inject whatever's there into it. Rust modules flatten. All right. I know there's a way to do this, and I know I've seen it. Well, no, I know this. Okay. Okay, so we bind it to a new name. Right. Right. But how do we expose it? That's what I want to know. Yeah, we're not worried about ambiguity here. Right. Here's our file hierarchy. Wait a second. So there's our nested. Okay. Nope. That's not what we're looking for. I thought it was like this. Because this makes URI accessible here, right? And because it's public. Am I wrong? Or have I just not saved that file, maybe? No, it's not found on input. Okay, so we need to set peer. So here we need to go, is it super? Let's see, input URI. Let's try it here. Uh, 320. The ice module was not done, but without was really nice. I'm really looking forward to playing with it. Super. All right, let's see. Let's just do this. Set peer. Okay. Sometimes Amazon just feels terrible. The company? The rainforest? Wait. Oh, that's not right. Oh, trying to buy a book? What is this? How did I miss one? 236. Huh. Oh, because it was release requests pad. Gotcha. All right, let's fix these errors first. Maybe the issue with those things not being exposed is really because they're broken themselves. Okay, so input URI 161. 161. Okay, right, because we're returning back an enumeration here. Okay, so line 25. Okay, perfect. Now we're into test. Source, input, test. Okay. $115. All right, let's fix this one. Line 51. Wait, why are we? Oh, right, because this is super. I mean, I suppose we could have just done a use statement at the top and that would have been sufficient, but wait, not found in input. Wait, oh, this is on the mixer 24. Let's create input test. Right. Okay, we need to fix fake first. Fake. Okay. Line 16. All right, let's see. Oh, we're still missing one line. 29. Super. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no, because that would be an input. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so on mixers mod here, we want to use create input. Oh, because there's a test. Right. So we want test here, right? Only does with ebook. I can put the regular book in my cart. Wonder if this is a new feature. Okay, so that didn't work. Not found in input. Pub use create input. Okay, so that is in there. Why is it saying that's not in there? Oh, that's on handlers. Looking at the wrong file. Line 115. Why can't I use it this way? So that says it's not found in input, but we can do a use create input. Oh, okay, so we would just do a use create input like this. Okay. I'm guessing this is all of our handler stuff. So handlers. All right. I don't even see where it's trying to do anything with inputs. Oh, right, because we've got mixer input. And, okay. So use create input. And then we need to find, I guess we can just substitute in here mixer input. I hope we don't break anything here with input. Why is that breaking? This has to do with other stuff. I don't like how these warp errors do this. Okay. Alright, so we still have some issues here on line 131. Input is an input. Input. Alright, on HTTP mod, we've got to fix some stuff there too. Okay, HTTP. Just create input, and then let's go find all the mixer inputs. Input. Use create. I do this crap all of the time. Why do I always type the word create instead of crate? All right, 156 in here. Wait. I might split up some of the HTTP logic too. Like maybe break up the handlers into their own files representing like I'm modifying inputs, I'm modifying outputs, I'm doing things with the mixer. Look at that. Refactoring complete. I mean, we're going to need to go through and fix some of these errors, or these warnings, though. Okay. So, what do we say? Should we also split up? Well, let's also move output, too. So that's going to be our next step, is output. And then let's move mixer output to source output mod.rs. Oops. Well, this is going to mess up our git stuff because I really should have done a git move, right? But, oh well. Okay, what were we doing? All right. Okay, so all right, so let's open up our output mod, and now we need output RTMP, and we also need auto. Okay. Right. There's auto. Oh, we have fake too. Forgot to put that one. All right. I guess this function's a duplicate too. I hate having util packages though, so we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do about that. Okay, so what was the other? We needed a fake .rs. Okay. And I guess we need all of this. Do we even need? We may not need this GST here. And do we need the prelude and everything? I don't know. Or like, I don't think we need this in here, do we? Ooh. Oh, okay. I guess the 2 value we do need. Is that really in that? Okay. I guess we do need this in our mod files. Alright, now time to fix all of the things.
Invention and innovation. And now it's available for
Where to start, where to start, where to start? I guess let's go fix Mixer first. That one should be pretty straightforward, right? It's gonna be output, output. Output, okay. And I guess we just need to find all of the references to output and say output, output. Right. Okay, that should fix our mixer. I hope. Okay. I don't know, we need to fix all of this. Okay. We need to go through and make all of these public. I know that much. Let's just do a, yeah, pub. Pub. Okay, that's that. Okay, one more. Okay. And we need to go through and change, we'll just do the whole file. We need to change result output to result super output. All right. And then we also need to change OK output to OK super output. Ah, no. Oh, because we put the trailing. There we go. All right, there we go. So we should be able to just apply that and that. Same thing. What's everybody got going on today? Okay, what is going on here? Alright, okay, so this is all in our HTTP mod. We need... Okay, so let's go open our HTTP mod, and we're going to change mixer output to output. Okay. get past all our warp errors. What is all this? Okay. Create no output in the root. Oh, we know why that is. Not found in mixer. Okay, so we need to do the same thing for handlers. Wait. There we go. Change that in handlers, and then we need to go export. Right, okay. So we need to do a pub mod auto RTMP and fake, right? I'm all over the place today waiting for my work environment to refresh so I can code some more junk. Yeah, today's been kind of like crazy for me, which is why like it's kind of a slow day. So I think I'm going to, well, slow day for this stuff. So that's why I'm thinking like, let's just refactor. We've got everything working. Let's refactor everything and like, let's start working on solidifying each of these things. I'm going to need to figure out how to get logging into each of these components though, because I don't want to like pass it in. All right, what's going on here? Let's refresh this. Cargo watch -X Clippy. All right. All right, we are still missing some stuff. Let's skip past our warp errors. All right, so use of undeclared type or module output. Use of undeclared type or module output. Use of no output in the root. Oh, because we didn't add it to our lib. Aha. Output. I got the components I ordered to build my own keyboard yesterday. Only have forgotten to order the actual switches. So, oh, nice. Yeah, I still want to build my own at some point. Expected 2 types of arguments. Okay, so we definitely messed up here. Which file is this? This is an auto. Okay, so we forgot to do this. Yeah, I was struggling really hard with which switches I wanted to. Source output auto 105. Okay, let's see. So we know why this is, right? But we're using this create result, right? So I'm really confused here. Because we're doing the same thing, right? Is that just because it's not saved? Okay, yeah, okay. Method not found in GST element. Method not found in GST element. RTMP. So I guess we need the prelude then. Wait, which one is this complaining in? RTMP? Okay, so let's go fix it in RTMP and let's see what happens. If it fixes it, then we know we can't remove it. Yep. So which means I probably need to go back and fix it in all of the inputs too. Fake not found in this scope on output mod rs. You go away. Right. Use fake, right? No, pub. All right, and then we need auto, RTMP. Okay. Oh, right. So we got to go back and fix all of these too. Release. We need super. Oh, I messed up my search and replace. Fake. And then auto, same thing. Okay. So we still have a couple of issues. So on HTTP mod, use create out, because we don't have output here. Output, there we go. So that just leaves handlers? Yep, okay. Handlers. And it says that, okay, so yeah, we just need same thing, create output. Okay. Build. What is the error there? I don't know what happened to, like, because I used to have the errors down here, and I don't even know how I broke that. But we'll worry about that later. All right, so let's close out a bunch of these. Okay. So it's running. So I think what we should probably do is commit this maybe. Yeah. Git add source libs. Okay. Okay. Git commit. Refactor inputs and outputs into their own modules. Oh, I'll bet you our tests break. I didn't think about that. Yep. Nope, this is the same place it was already broken. So this is just because it's expecting a config. So we can go ahead and fix that really quick, I guess, too. HTTP mod. Where was that? 365. And What did I use for the config there? That's for the mixer. Oh, right, because I just send that. Ah, gotcha. Okay. So. Okay, so this is broken. So let's. This is easily fixed. So we just need to say let input config equal. Right now it's just currently a mixer config. Its name is going to be fake source. And then we'll just pass in mixer default config. Okay. Okay. And then we'll probably need to just copy this and use it for whatever other test. What is our error here? Oh, right. We need a toString here. Alright, and I think there's one other place where this is broken too, so we'll just go ahead and fix those tests. 403. So, same issue. Oh, whoa. Go back. Aha, yeah. I did screw that up. This is supposed to be input config. There we go. Now we can go back to 4.3. Input config. All right. All right, let's see if we get our tests working again. Perfect. So fix broken tests. All right, so now I think what the next thing I want to do here is we have all this handler logic here. So let's just check this out really quick. So if we look at our HTTP module, we have like filters, handlers, and then the module itself. But we're starting to get a lot of HTTP endpoints. So even if we look at handlers, right? Like we're already up to 500 and something lines of code. Filters is getting pretty crazy too. I guess that one's not that bad. So I'd kind of like to start maybe splitting up handlers at the very least to maybe be like something like this, where we have handlers, handlers, mixer, right? Something like this, handlers, mixer.rs, handlers, input.rs, handlers.output, right? Something like this. Maybe we leave, well, I guess it would be HTTP, right? So, and then we would keep HTTP filters.rs, maybe? Fitlers. At least this is my thought right now. But I mean, I suppose, even filters, The other thing I really want to do is I want to figure out how to make this generic. Like, can we use like monomorphism or something like that to generate these automatically, right? So I'm not 100% on this, and maybe we save this for a day where, you know, one of the bigger Rust folks is in here to help me. But I feel like it'd be cool to have some sort of thing where I can do this whole thing, right? To have like the function generated for me or something. I don't know, right? Like, can we add a static method on a type? Like, can I just say super mixer create request from JSON or something? Like, how do I do this? How is that implemented? I mean, I suppose we could look into that. Maybe we do that. Today's a slow day anyway. So let's refactor this first, because I think this needs to happen regardless. So let's make this happen, and then we'll start looking at how we can refactor that other code. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna make directory source HTTP handlers. Then we're gonna get move this time. Source HTTP handlers to source HTTP handlers mod. Right, mod.rs. Okay. And we break all kinds of stuff. We're going to need filters open. This doesn't exist anymore. So let's now look at handlers mod. So we need to create a couple of files. So we need source tab new source HTTP handlers. We need mixer. We need input. And we need output. Okay. All right. So now let's start seeing how we can split this all up. All right, here's our mixer create, mixer get, mixer debug, list. Okay. And then I think we could probably change these, right? Okay. Okay, let's start fixing some errors. So this is filters. Let's go fix that really quick. Where's that at? Line 94. Line 94. No. There we go. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be mixer get, right? I think that's what we're going to be looking at. Something like this. And then we should be able to say, like, use... I guess it would... super handlers. No, that should be there. What was line 94? It should be handlers mixer. Like that, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where was the routes? So really this should be handlers. Well, no. Okay, I'm getting lost here. Okay. Let's figure out one of these at a time. All right, let's change get first. Is this what we want it to look like? Well, we'll pick one of these ones. Line 94, right? Waiting for you to come online, I really wanted to ask, what's the best and your preferred method of debugging Go? I'd mostly have to debug backend APIs. I'm with Go, really I do a lot of print line debugging. Delve is a really cool project if you like to step through your code. If you use it to, you come from a traditional background, you know, using Visual Studio or GDB or something like that, Delve is probably what you're looking for. I typically do print line debugging. Okay, 94. Handlers. I mean, we can do this, right? Would that work? Private module import. Okay. So that's not here. Well, no, this is filters. We need handlers mod. Wait a second. So we need to expose this still, right? So we need to pub mod mixer input output. Which type of debugging do you typically use, GD? Do you typically use like a traditional debugger? Okay, so what do we got going on here? All right, we broke everything. Okay, so I don't even know what issues we're gonna have here yet. Let's see. HTTP input. No. Well, we're gonna need that. And we're gonna need handlers input. Wait, why do we not have an input? Source. Oh, I guess we don't need these yet because we're moving them over one at a time. So let's figure out what we need to fix here first. So super mixer create request. Where is that? Mixer create request, because really I think we should probably move this stuff somewhere. It's at the HTTP mod level. You know what? Let's back this up. I actually take this back. I think that we should probably make this different. Let's go into HTTP here. So right now we have handlers. I think what I really want to do is create mixer, input, output. And then let's handlers. Wait, oh, because it's not in there. So to handlers.rs, we're gonna move that up here. What did we have inside of handlers? Outputs we're not doing anything with yet, so let's remove that. Let's move handlers mixer into mixer handlers. Okay. Okay, I think this is probably going to be the better approach long term. So these are sort of like maybe like a giant thing for the filters. Yeah. Okay, I like this a lot better. Okay, so let's figure this out. So now we have HTTP handlers. We're going to need that one. We're going to also need HTTP. Mixer was where we started. Handlers, okay. Okay, yeah. And then so what we should probably do here is take HTTP and this mod here. We'll leave error up top, but I think that these types should move. And I think we don't need to prefix this, right? We could just call it a create request and a response. I don't know. I don't even know how much of this stuff we need right now. Not found in output. What do you mean not found in output? Mixer re-imported here. Wait, what? Okay. Where do we want to start? PubMod. Oh, because we broke that in handlers. PubMod input. Yep. So these aren't going to exist here anymore. Okay. The module import mixer is defined here. There's the module mixer, which is defined here. No, handler. Oh crap! Yeah. Okay, maybe I need to just remove everything and just let it all break. Wait a second. Okay, this is the mixer handlers. So then we shouldn't need these anymore. Okay. So let's open source HTTP input handlers. And let's do the same thing for output. Okay, maybe I don't want to do that either. Hold on. Do we need to have them in their own directories right now? Like maybe we could just have input.rs, right? Right? Oh, wait. Right, yeah, and mixer. Yeah. Okay, let's go this route. Maybe we should reset this. Let's... Okay, so main's fine. We can remove source HTTP input, output, mixer. Okay. This should still compile. Okay, perfect. So let's open this back up. Where were we? Okay. I don't know. Well, I guess the filters are fairly small. I mean, if we need to, we can refactor those out. But for now, we'll leave them here. So let's open up handlers. And then let's start with mixers. So, okay. So, wait a second. What is this? Oh, because it's a super level. Right. Okay, so we were moving a couple things at once. So let's grab all of the mixer handlers here, and we're going to move them into here. And we don't need these here, I guess, now. Okay, so let's now also open our input and output. yeah. I kind of feel like that one probably belongs in the mixer, but we'll start here. All right. So we need a new place for this to live now. So right now, all we have is this type. So maybe we can move this up into the module itself. Oh, what is this? Wait a second. Oh, those are tests. I wonder if anybody ever puts tests in like a different package altogether, right? Because I mean, it's in its own module. So could we just create a tests.rs? Would that be... Output response. Okay, so these are all the types there. Okay, so we're going to leave error there. We're going to leave response here. That means we no longer need this file. So get rm source http handlers.rs. Okay. Okay. So that is gone. Don't need it. Don't want it. Okay. So the other thing I want to do is I want to move these into their respective files too. Oh, wrong one. So now inside of these HTTP modules, we have like the requests and responses that are specific to these handlers. Okay, there's that. I think we're going to rename them too. Okay. Stack Overflow would have the perfect answer to what question? How to structure Go packages. To me, it seems like the culture is to just get started and get going, but companies seem to be following controller DTO stuff based on domain-driven design or something. Yeah, I mean, it really depends on, you know, the type of project you are. But I mean, I typically start with one package, just like you see here. And as it gets bigger and it makes more sense, I sort of start breaking things up. You know, there's some patterns you'll see if you have, you know, multiple binaries or something like that, right? You might see something like a bin directory and main bin tool CLI. I don't know, right? You might see some stuff like this. So I typically will, at the very least, have a top level package, and main.go will exist here. And then I will have a sub package, which is basically a lib, like my project. And then this will have, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, user.go or something, right? And I do this so that main only handles environment variables, bootstrapping things, command line parameters, things like that. But aside from that, it doesn't do anything. It just loads up this library, and that makes the library reusable. It also makes the library much more testable when you have to basically make your main function a client of it. Man43, thanks so much for the follow. Finally found a streamer using Vim. There are actually a lot of streamers using Vim. Let's see. Who can we get here? BeganBot. The Primogen. Milky Dev. I'm trying to think who else do we have? Oh, here's a good one. Tej. Tej is actually a NeoVim core developer who streams here. Who am I missing, everybody? Yeah, Prime and Tej are awesome. Okay, let's see if we can get this compiling first, and then we will see how we can figure out renaming things. Cannot infer type for type parameter declared on. Oof. What is going on here? All right, let's fix these ones first. So filters. Well, oh wait. So we have mod input mixer output, right? And I guess we need pub, right? Pub mod, pub, right? Do we? Do they need to be public? I think they need to be public, don't they? So guess we don't need all these, right? Wait a second. Oh, that's not right. Why was there an error on that one? What is this? Yeah, let's put these back. Okay. Oh, so we're gonna have two mixers. Okay. Oh, I guess this doesn't matter, right? So we are working on an RTMP switcher. So the idea is, do I have, here, I'll bring up the diagram here. Oh, wrong link. So the idea here is we want a bunch of streamers to be able to push their feeds somewhere, right? We have these endpoints waiting. And then we have this switcher here that can pull these inputs in and send them to one or more outputs, but we want to be able to seamlessly switch between them. So you could be watching a live Twitch feed, and I could have multiple people streaming OBS to different endpoints, and then the switcher could just switch back and forth between us. So this will be used for like live events. I organize GopherCon, and also I'm working on a project for Microsoft's Learn TV that will use this for both of those things. In addition to that, we want to be able to layer in videos, and all of that will be controlled by a scheduler that a coworker of mine is working on, which will say like at 1 p.m. streamer 1 starts going out, 2 p.m. switch to streamer 2, 3 p.m. go to this video playlist. And then eventually we'll get into doing things like doing like bitrate detection and saying, hey, if streamer 1 drops off for more than some threshold, we want to revert back to a pre-recorded version of their session. And there's a bunch of features I have ideas for in the future, like once we get this all stabilized. And today earlier this week, we've got a bunch of the rough everything like working. So we've got a good proof of concept that we can get this working. So what we're working on today is actually refactoring all of this stuff into kind of the way we want the project to be organized, and then we're going to start working on doing a lot better error handling and things like that, and solidifying this and trying to more productionalize it from a proof of concept into, you know, what our actual project's going to be. Okay, so this issue now is that we have two mixers, I think, right? Because if I do this, That should fix that issue, right? Okay, so we have to figure out how we're going to deal with conflicts here. So, I mean, I suppose if we just did input here, right? Would that solve our issue? Because then we would have these by their proper name, right? Mixer output, right? And then in this particular case, we could just say, wait, so, no. How do we do an as? Isn't there a way for us to say like as mixer error, right? Then that would allow us to come in here and say mixer error, right? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm really excited about this project. It's going to be really cool to watch it come along. So this is... Where's our error? So we have mixer config too. Oh, we're gonna have some issues. How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? All right, let's fix all of these first. So I guess we're not using that here. We're not using that here. Right. Same thing for here. Okay. I guess we're not importing. Okay. So we need to import crate mixer, right? Does that solve all of our issues in here? So no, this is now going to just be part of here. What's our issue with warp here? Response. This is going to be super. Yep. Okay. What is this one? HTTP error. Super error? Okay. You know what I should do too is, so I have a coworker who is like similar to me but with Rust. I should really get him to come on and do like a live code review with me or something, where we go through and... All right, how are we gonna do this? Input. I guess that would be this, right? Input. All right. What else we have? Getting closer and closer. It's like a whole day of refactoring. Okay, let's see. Oh, same thing. Super response. There we go. I'm gonna have to change this in a bunch of places. That's all right. I mean, I'm really liking how this is at least evolving. I think for the long term, this project, this is gonna be much better. All right. Okay. Nope, that's not what we want. So we're going to leave that open because we're going to change names of things around. We're going to change the names of methods. We're going to change the names of types. Okay. So let's see. What's broken here? All right, let's just start here. Let's just change and response to and super response. Why did that? I think we've got like some sort of capture group thing going on here. Let's just do this. Ah, crap. Well, I don't know. That may be fine. All right, what else we have? You know what? Let's just fix this one. Nope. Okay, I take it back. We'll just go through and manually change them. I really wish Pretzel Rocks would like last a whole stream or half a stream without crashing. Okay. So what are we complaining about here? I swore I fixed that. Alright, let's take a quick walk through here. What else do we have? Output response. Oh, right. Because that's now inside this package. Same thing for here. And this is going to be super. All right, because we need to. I think I. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, wait. We need output. There we go. Okay. That fixes that one. And we only have one more file to fix after this. And if we compile, then we can start our renaming things. Okay, that one's that. So now we should just have to fix mixer. What did I do for this here? Right. So we need to import. I think we need all three here, don't we? Yeah, we're going to. Input. Okay. Really? Wait a second. Why do we have a warning there? Well, let's fix everything first, and then we'll come up here. So yeah. There's that. Okay. Now we should just have changing our errors and changing where we moved in our response types, right? All right, this is part of our package. So mixer response, same thing here. All right, I guess we didn't need those. All right, now we get to figure out what Warp is complaining about, because in theory we have all of this stuff. All right, are we not using these? Wait a second. Well, let's see what we've got going on here. Why is that complaining? Mixers should be a thing. Why is it complaining about that? Well, here I know what it's complaining about, and that's the mixer config, right? So we're gonna have to figure this out too, because we've got conflicting things here. Yeah. Why is that complaining? Alright. Let's try and figure out how we can do this. So... oh wait, we have this mixer. We should be able to just do this. Okay. Okay. Maybe this was the wrong way to do this. Like, maybe I should have imported the other things as like HTTP mixer or something. What is wrong with this? Okay, let's just scroll here. Okay. Let's try and get up here. HTTP mod output not found in output. Okay, so line 129. But we should be able to just change this to output, right? So maybe we can just quickly do that, right? So can we do a %s input to input, and then do the same thing for output? Output, okay. Oops. And then we could do the same thing for mixer. Just make that mixer. And then we should also be able to do the same thing for mixer config. We will just make that mixer config. Okay. Ah, crap. Alright, so we need to back this up. This isn't going to work. We just have too much stuff that's referring to this module. Okay, so yeah, so we can fix that. That's easier to solve. I guess let's go ahead and solve those first, because that might fix a lot of our warp issues. Where are they? And then it'll be easier to see. Not found in this scope. Why? I thought I did that. Oh, okay, right. Config as mixer config. I don't know why that's erroring. Let's see, filters. There is no super handlers, right? But we can use super input, right? Output mixer. Okay, so this is going to be a mixer create request. What is this? Ooh. Why does that not exist anymore? We didn't move that. Let's fix all these first. So this is input. Oh wait, output. Okay, so here's where we get into all the handlers. So this really needs to be mixer, right? No? Why not? Oh, this is a mess. All right, let's go look at mixer. Okay, so it is public. So I think that's mainly because, is that an issue here? Pub mod mixer. mixer. Well, no, because this is following through, right? Mixer, create request. So it's in there. Oh, are we in a different module? No. Okay, what is going on here? Because, where is it? These resolve, right? Mixer create request. Okay. So why in here does this not resolve? Public async function mixer create. I'm slightly lost here. Oh, right. It's create input, create mixer, output, right? What? So I think that does need to be serialized, right? Or is that going to complain about this? I don't know yet. We'll find out. Yep, I had the feeling that was going to happen. What is all this? It's not implemented for HTTP response. Wait, what? Oh. Love those silly things. Use of undeclared type or modules, handlers. All right, well, we know all that. So filters. Let's start knocking them out. Okay, so I guess we could just do a bunch of search and replaces, right? So if we have handlers, mixer, right? We can just replace that with mixer, right? Okay. And then we could do the same thing for input. And same thing for output. And we're going to change all of this too, because it gets kind of like redundant, right? So ideally what I really want is just output remove, right? All right, yay. We're building. Okay, so now let's start renaming stuff. because we don't like having things working for long. So let's replace input create request with just create request. And then I guess we could do the same thing for update. All right, what else do we have? And then I guess we just have because it's just response, right? All right. I mean, that probably needs a better name, but for now, we'll just call it response. Because the response is really the entire body, and this is not that, right? It's really an input. Yeah. Let's just call it an input. That's a super response. No. No. Okay. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So let's look for all of the instances of like input underscore. I guess it would be function input underscore, right? I guess we could just search and replace that too, right? So let's say function space input underscore. We just remove it, right? Okay. Now we get to go fix all of that crap. Let's go find all of the input underscores. This one we're gonna have to leave for now. That one's that. Oops. Okay, what are we complaining about now? This should be okay. Oops. Oh, no. Those stay. Same thing here. We're gonna leave the filters named the same thing. But so what we want to replace is input underscore with input. I probably should have committed after that last one, but eh. All right, let's go figure out what's going on here. Not found in input. Why? Why is that not found in input? It's in here, right? Set active. Why is it not found in there? Input. What am I missing here? Oh. I messed up on my search and replace. I'm an idiot. Honestly thought I'd get further on the refactor today, but that's alright. If we get this done, then maybe I'll jump on tomorrow. I don't typically stream on Fridays, but maybe I'll jump on tomorrow and we can start working on like cleaning up some of the code and doing better error handling. Okay. Okay, we're compiling. Perfect. Okay, so next up, we're gonna fix output. We're just gonna call this one output. And Melky Dev, what's going on, man? Been away from Discord and Twitch all day. I've been feeling a little under the weather yesterday and today too. That's why, like, actually, if you've been hanging out, that's sort of why I'm doing what I'm doing now. I don't want to use any brain power right now. So this whole stream, we've just been refactoring the code a little bit to kind of organize it a different way, to kind of set up for what like the next thing we'll work on is. So let's rename all of these now. So function output underscore, we're going to replace that with just function, right? I guess we'll do the same thing here, except now it's going to be mixer. I guess we probably need to do the same thing here as well, right? Nope, no, it's not function. So we'll fix that in a second. Let's just finish mixer response. We're gonna just call that mixer. Okay. Taking it easy. About to go eat. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll be on for probably another hour, hour and a half, maybe. And then I'm gonna go eat. Hopefully a very large meal. Was that it? Okay, it looks like this may all be working. Okay. So now we should just have to update our handlers, right? So we have like all of the mixer underscore, right? Oh, that's not what we want. No, filters. Oh, wait, yeah, we need to change that to create request. Nope, mixer. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix our tests here in a second. Okay, we'll worry about you in a second. Let's finish fixing our filters first. So we have all of these. So we want mixer create. Yeah, we'll just work through them one by one. Why is that not failing? Hold on. Hold up. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Alright, what other errors do we have? Okay. Okay, here's what we need. So we need to substitute mixer underscore for mixer and then we should just have to do the same thing for output, right? Your VS Code looks cool. This is actually Vim. It's NeoVim with some plugins and stuff installed. Okay, look at that. We are now compiling again. So I think we have everything all organized into its own thing. Well, I guess we need to fix our tests, right? We're going to have some compilation errors. Yeah, so what you're seeing kind of like up here and over here and all of this stuff, this is using Airline. Oh, you're just trolling? Okay, what do we have? What do we have? Ooh. Where's our compiler errors? These are all warnings. Okay. Okay, so these should be pretty straightforward. 169 we'll start with. So we need... This should just be a mixer create request, right? No, why not? Which mixer are we including? Okay, so this module is using the main mixer. Okay, so we need to figure out... Wait, why though? That doesn't make any sense. Because these are all included individually. 169. So why does that not work? Yeah, so this color scheme is one of the base 16 ones. I use those a lot for my terminal and everything. Okay. Not found in mixer. Wait a second. What? I shouldn't have to do a use crate though, right? Oh, wait a second. Because we are in our own module. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. So here, I don't know what we're using mixer for. So let's find where we're using it here. Yeah, so let's do it. So we could actually just fix this by coming up here and saying use crate HTTP mixer wait, create request as mixer create request, right? All right, where are we at now? So we can do the same thing for input and output, and those should all be fixed. So input, output, input, output. That should have worked. What happened? Not found in... Oh, because we didn't remove the call to super. Okay. And then... Where's output? Output. There we go. All right, now let's try it. Oh, is that just a race? Yeah, it's a race condition, which we know about. Okay, so let's commit this. Refactor HTTP logic to separate out REST endpoints into their own modules. Okay. Yeah, McCann, that happens to me all of the time, and eventually I just have to declare tab bankruptcy and just close them all. And typically that happens like when I do an update or something. Okay. So I think I'm going to use the restroom really quick. And then maybe what we can do after this is... Wait, where was it? Is it here? Yeah, these. I'd like to figure out how we can manually or automatically do this. And this might be tricky. I think we're going to have to get into like macros and things like that. And I really wish we had like Mr. Halsey or Amusin around to help for that. Because I feel like we're going to do a lot more, and I'd like to not have to duplicate this just to change that type. So I feel like we can use some sort of macros to do monomorphism or something. So let's research that as soon as I come back. Okay. Somebody crashed Pretzel Rocks while I was gone. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. This will be a fun exercise for me because I have yet to do something like this. So what do we want to call it? Rust macros generate methods? I don't know. Okay, so this is... I think if I recall, this is what Mr. Halsey called them, proc macros. Rust proc macros. All right, let's see. Procedural macros allow creating syntax extensions as execution of a function. Function-like macros, okay, derive macros, and attribute. So derive macros is what I think we are interested in, right? So procedural macros allow you to run code at compile time that operates over Rust syntax, both consuming and producing Rust syntax. You can sort of think of procedural macros as functions from an AST to another, okay? As functions, they must either return syntax, panic, or loop endlessly. Return syntax either replaces or adds the syntax depending on the kind of procedural macro. Panics are caught by the compiler and turned into a compiler error, okay? They run during, okay, that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Let's read it all, being that it's super new to us. So Okay, so procedural macros create almost always will link to the compiler, provided proc macro crate. Proc macro crate provides types required for writing procedural macros. Okay. This crate primarily contains a token stream type. Procedural macros operate over token streams instead of AST nodes, which is far more stable. Oh, so we're gonna have to like parse an AST. Foo is an ident token, is a punct token. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be a lot more complicated than I was thinking. They're unhygienic. This means they behave as if the output token stream was simply written in line to the code it's next to. This means that it's affected by external items and also affects external imports. Okay. Okay, we're not interested in those. Derive. Okay. Derive macros define new inputs for the derive attribute. These macros can create new items given the token stream of a struct, enum, or union. They can also define derive macro helper attributes. I don't know what that is. Let's open that. We'll look at that next. Custom derive macros are defined by a public function with proc macro derive attributes and a signature of. Okay. The input token stream is the token stream of the item that has the derive attribute on it, and the output token stream must be a set of items that are then appended to the module or block that the item from the input token stream is in. Okay. So the following is an example of a derive macro. Instead of doing anything useful with its input, it just appends a function answer. Perfect. So this is exactly what we want, right? So let's prove this really quick. So before we create a macro for this, let's see if we can move these over to our types. So we're going to refactor this first, where we manually put this on our type. Or not there, here. And then if we can get that to work, then let's see if we can convert it into one of these derive macros so that any new thing that we introduce to it, we can do that. This will be a fun learning experience for us too. All right, so let's some mixer create request. So we need to go in HTTP mixer, right? And so I don't think we have anything here. So we would do like an impl create request, right? And let's just take this. And then let's just say, call it from JSON body. I don't know. Oh wait, what's interesting here is hold on. Where are we using this? Mixer JSON body. Let's figure out how we're using this. So we're just executing that function. Okay, so this is interesting because we don't actually pass anything. This is calling the warp body macro. Well, let's try it. Let's see what happens, right? Okay, what's the error here? Filters not found in the scope, okay. Alright. Okay. What's our warning? What's the warning? This is on line 20. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Oh, it's never used. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So can we... Like, can I just say mixer create request from JSON body? No. What's our error? Oh, it's private. Okay, so this makes sense. So, I mean, personally, I would be perfectly okay with even this, right? At least it's not all duplicated here. But let's just refactor this really quick into each of these input, okay? And we're gonna do the same thing for output. Because I mean, it really is the same exact method, right? So we've got a create request. And then we have the same thing for an update request, right? Update request, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. What is the error? Oh, it's filter. Okay. Okay. So we're removing those and at least shifting them. Does Saturday do what Marshall and Unmarshall do in Go? Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's the role of Saturday. Except Saturday has a bunch of different things that it can do. Where is it? But yeah, it can serialize to a whole bunch of different formats. And there's some interesting ones that I had seen too. Yeah, like the reflection packages and things like that too. But yeah, that's all we're using it for here. Okay, so we should have some errors now. Now let's go through one by one and fix them. Because now this should be what? Output. Create request from JSON body, right? Oh. Request. I guess we could just look for JSON body, right? And this would be input. This is create, so create request from JSON body. Okay. And then same thing here. We're going to say input update request from JSON body. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got everything refactored. Now let's see. Now let's see if we can figure out how to implement this. So let's commit this really quick. Git add source HTTP. Refactor HTTP handler request body parsing. Okay. We'll push that up. And now let's see if we can figure out this whole thing. So how do we use this? So it looks like we need to use the proc macro crate. Okay. So we're going to need proc macro. Oh, I guess it's built in. Okay. So where does this live though? Right. So that's the crate. We need the token stream. Proc macro derive answer function. And then using said derive macro. Okay. So we should be able to do this then. So that means we need... Where's the best place for this to live? Because ideally what we'd have here is like a warp JSON to serialize or something, right? I don't know. Something along those lines. I don't know what we call it. Parse, warp, body. From... I guess we can just call it like from JSON body or something, right? Okay, so where do we want to put this though? Maybe just put it up in like super source HTTP mod, and then maybe we could put it here somewhere. So let's use this as an example. Okay. This needs to go up top. Okay. And we'll just call this derive from JSON body. What do we call it? From JSON body here. Okay. From JSON body. Okay. So we just need something like this, right? Can we do multi-line strings? Does that work? Oh, look at that. So then we'd need to do a dot parse dot unwrap. Is that it? And because we're using self here, okay. Oh, we have an error. Proc macro derive attribute is only usable with crates of the proc macro crate type. So do we have to put it in its own crate? Is that what it's saying? So we have to set that in our cargo? Alright, we need to figure out how this works. I guess one way would be if we looked at warp, right? Because we know warp uses... We know warp... No, we know Serday uses it, right? So let's go look at Serday. Now, what does Serday say? No, I guess it would be in Serday proper, right? No, we want repository. Well, I don't have a this isn't a lib though, right? I don't know. Crate types currently cannot export anything other than... Okay. So do we have to create a separate crate just for this? Well, it looks like they're using like a package for it, right? Okay, so they're going back up to source internals. Let's take a look at this cargo file here real quick. So Serday has its own drive. Okay, what do we got? Okay, so these are just macros, which is not what we're looking for. It's fun, like the tutorial doesn't do a very good job at telling us other stuff, does it? Okay, so here's serializer, right? Okay, so that's just the trait. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... What was the function we called? Proc macro derive. Proc macro derive. Let's just search. Let's move backwards. So proc macro derive. Did I use that? Okay, so they do have that.
Sir. It appears we have a new follower.
Batin, thanks so much for the follow. Okay, so it is in Serday derive. So do we need to just create a separate... So here's... Okay, so do we have to create a workspace and then place additional... I feel like that's a lot of work for just this one thing. Like, I don't know whether we want to have like a whole separate crate just for that one thing. Those are macros. We're not interested in that. We don't need this anymore. This is really what we're interested in. Let's see. Rust, proc, macro. I'd like to see somebody talk about why the separate crates. All right, here's a proc macro workshop. What is proc macro 2? All right, let's see. Here's a workshop. All right, so we're not going to do the builder. This is kind of what we want, right? Well, we don't want to, like, we don't even really need to traverse anything, right? I just want to see an example of, like, does this have to be in its own crate, right? So what's here? Okay, so this is just... Here's our package, workspace. Okay. I don't see proc macro included here, so my guess is if we go into like debug or something, right? Right, so it has its own package. Okay. So right now, I'm gonna say we don't do this. Because I don't know whether we really care about creating an entire crate just for this function. So, okay. What did I do to... All right, so we can... Let's check that out. What else did we do to source HTTP mixer? All right. That's because... Let's just check this out because that's from when we were playing with our own macro. Okay. Renato HTTP, thanks so much for the follow. Coder Hack TV, thanks for the follow as well. Okay, so let's test all of this and make sure that this thing still runs after all of this crazy refactoring today. But I mean, I thought that we would get a little further in the refactor today, but you know, at least it's all organized now. Now we can start going through kind of module by module and cleaning things up and doing better error handling. Why not? So I actually am part of the Rust Stations team. I was part of the Live Coders team first, and then I got invited to join the Rust Stations team as well. So you can be a part of two, but it only lists one on your page. All right, give me a second. I'm going to try and get this computer over here next to me booted up. We're going to send some RTMP. Okay, now we're pushing. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised to get an invite. I'm super, super new to Rust. Okay, so now we're playing. We can go preview it here. So this is the original feed that we're watching now. And backup is now our stream being pushed to it. Interesting. Did we mess something up here? Let's look at our pipeline. So we do have that coming in as our source. So we broke something somewhere. Test source is a lower Z order. What am I missing? Oh, because we were playing for a second before the video started up. So, okay. So now that's there. Let's close all of this. And let's open up Postman. Okay, so let's now add an input and make sure that still works. So this is, so we're gonna submit Sintel here. And then we should watch it pop up. And then I'm gonna update Sintel. And let's do 1024 by 768. Oh, there's Sintel popping in. I don't think we're gonna have time. Let's set the opacity. And we're gonna move it to 500 by 500. Okay. I don't know whether we're gonna get it in time. The latency here, the video may be over before it does it, but we're basically gonna change the size of this whole thing and shift it this way and make it partway transparent. Oh, there we go. There it is. How awesome is that? And if we wanted to, we could have put like a repeat thing on here and it would hold the last frame. And so now we should be able to come in here. Nope, not outputs. Okay. And, oh, whoa. Inputs, Sintel. We didn't want to save the changes there. Okay. And I mean, I should probably save some examples here of doing things like images and stuff like that too, but so it's all working. So what next? What next? Where do we even want to start here? So I think a couple of places are, we need to ensure that, I guess we need to fix all of these warnings, right? We should probably handle that first. Maybe we'll do that really quick because I don't have very long before I'm going to call it a day. So maybe we'll fix all of these warnings, but we have, if we come in here and we just look for unwrap, like, I guess there's, A lot less of them than I thought there would be. But all of these we want to handle. We don't want to assume that they... because we don't want any panics. We're going to try our best to do that. So, okay, so let's start fixing these. Input URI. Input URI. This is on line 148. Okay, so this is inside of here. Okay. So there's not going to be much we can do here. So, because we are technically inside of another thread at this point, so returning anything isn't going to be helpful, right? So we could log something here. We might also be able to set like a value on the input to say that it's in some sort of error state that we can display later. But for now, we won't do that. The other thing I wanted to look into was Rust logs. All right. No. I thought that's what it was called. Rust logging library. Because that's the normal one. But there was a, there we go, slog. So this is another thing that I really want to implement as well. Doing structured logging. And it looks like there's... Okay. And it looks like there's the ability to send it out to like syslog and... So let's see how we can implement this maybe. We'll do this first. That way, as we go through to refactor solving for warnings and all of those things, we can start pushing it out. Okay, so... Alright, so it's an ecosystem of reusable components for structured logging. Okay, so that's... Okay. Okay. Where to start? Drain, logger, and log macro are the most important elements of slog. Make sure to read their respective documentation. Typically, the biggest problem is creating a drain. Okay. So, we've got a decorator. I don't know what all of this is. Okay, so that's our terminal log. Okay, so this gives us a file path. Okay, so the decorator is the thing that sends where it goes. Okay, so this is a terminal decorator. This is a file decorator. Okay. And then the drain gets the decorator, and then we can wrap the drain asynchronously. Okay. You can consider using slog.json instead of slog.term. Slog.term only coincidentally fits the role of a file output format.
Sir. It appears we have a new follower.
Boberober, thanks so much for the follow. Okay, so A proper slug file crate with suitable format, log file rotation, and other file logging related features would be awesome. Okay, well, we're not too worried about like log rotation and things like that. We're probably going to run this in a container somewhere anyway, and hopefully whatever we're using is going to handle that. So, what is all this? Change logging level at runtime. So what is all this? Okay, this is like for a custom drain, which might be useful for us like later. Like that would actually be really cool to send an HTTP request to our thing and tell it, hey, start producing more verbose logs. I mean, that would be pretty cool. And maybe we could tie that into even GStreamer logs too, right? To change the GST debug level at runtime. Okay, so let's see. Same thing, same thing. So I want to see how do we use it once we've done that. Key value pairs come now after format string. Okay, so we just use that. We need to pass that around. So how does that work? Okay, so this is all just key value pair stuff, right? Formatted. Okay. So this looks cool, but we are going to have some issues though, right? So because we have this main.rs, right? And so this is where we would create it, and that's fine. And this is going to create a HTTP mod here. This is going to create one of these servers, right? And so on the server, we could have the log. But how are we going to pass that around? Because we don't have the notion of like a module level value, right? Or can we set like a const or something up top? How are those handled? Rust global variables. Oh, there's static variables. So in theory, we could use a static variable to store this. I feel like this is going to get super complicated. But we do need it. So I'm okay with main maybe creating it or using it as the server configuration, right? But somehow we need access to this. And I almost don't think, well, if we put it on server, then it's not really static. Because what if, I mean, we could in theory have multiple servers. I just don't want anybody to think that if they did this and they set different, if they sent different loggers, there'd be a reasonable expectation that they would each log to their own places and not that they'd be using a shared logger. So we'd either have to create like a static method that was like, you know, set logger or something, right? Sainatron, how you doing? So, what would we want this to look like? How to get rid of the new Twitch ads? I haven't seen the new Twitch ads. Are they hitting pretty hard? I guess a lot of the people I follow, I'm subbed to, so I probably don't get hit as bad. But I heard they were rolling out some like, oh, before every stream. I mean, that's pretty common. Yeah, I think the only way to get rid of them is subbing. And most of them it's either a channel I watch all of the time and I'm subbed to, or it's a channel I watch very infrequently, so I just ride it out and watch the ad. But yeah, I mean, I would imagine the difficulty is all of that stuff. There's a plugin that ignores that are blocked. Well, so here's let's have some fun. I'll show you this. So if we just pull up Twitch and we find somebody. I don't know. Actually, let's hear it. We'll pull me up. Okay. So there's me, super delayed. So if we come in here and we look at the network, we should be able to find, see here. Okay, that's not it. What are they serving it as? I thought it was, it's not M3U8. Are they serving? Oh, they are. Okay, so Twitch is serving up HLS. So if we come in here, we can actually see this is the manifest file that the player is grabbing, right? And so we can see each of the individual segments, right? So here's the time, 46. So what do we have? About 5 seconds is the segment length. And you can actually see where on the CDN this MPEG transport stream is, right? And so that's really long. Lag. Okay, come on. So if we took this, we came all the way back here. We could open this. Oh, this is for this whole thing. That's not what I wanted to do. I want this copy. Yeah. So we could download this and we could actually play it, and it would be just a couple of seconds of video. So in theory, if you could rewrite this manifest file, right? If we could notice a difference between what comes in the manifest file, but that's how the player is working, right? That, or it's using, there's some ad triggers, right? But we could in theory start grabbing these things and storing them and trying to figure out where the ads are served from, and then ignoring those, right? And skipping ahead in the player. But yeah, that's how all that stuff works. Let's see. Let's grab somebody like new that I don't follow. So let's open the network tab. Clear. I'm only interested in M3U8 files. Okay, and wait, can I stop my own playing? Where's the pause? How do I stop it from playing? All right, let's just go to Twitch itself. Okay, so I don't want to do this because I want like just clean. There we go. Okay, so now we've got this. We're just gonna filter for M3U8 and then let's hit it. Now this should force an ad play, right? No, it didn't force an ad play. I don't know, like... Just give me somebody. All right, so this is where... so it looked like there was like this thing first, right? Like there's a channel specific one. Now that's interesting because what that tells me is, right? Like, I don't know, let's pick somebody else. Oh, weird. So it's not, okay, yeah, see, so we're getting this one first, and this one is like specific to the channel, right? All right, let's see, what data are we getting here? I don't have turbo. Went straight to ad block development. Well, it's fun once you understand how this stuff works, right? Okay, so here we go. So these are the different resolutions that are available, right? So this is where we're going to fetch our manifest files from, right? For the different resolutions. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so these are just additional manifest files. And so this is for the player to be able to decide, hey, I need to use a particular resolution. So I don't see anything ad related in here. So it's possible that it's rolled right into the manifest file, the very first one you get. I guess we can't see it, but yeah, I mean, I know how ads are injected into MPEG dash, but HLS ad insertion. It's also possible that they do it at the player, and they're not using like SCTE35 and stuff like that, which is the normal standard for ad insertion. Oh yeah, see, SCTE35. Now, this is just like a product page, it looks like. I want to see what the... I'm more familiar with MPEG dash than I am with HLS, but here we go. So, okay, so here's where the ad server is, the EXTX asset. So, I mean, and the Q in, Q out. Okay, so this is where it's telling it when to play the ads. Oh, we closed it. But yeah, so I mean, in theory, If they are using using HLS to do it, we could build a proxy, right? And send all of our requests for M3U8 files through our proxy, which rewrites the content on the way back and removes all of those markers, right? We should do that. Like, I have to get this project done for something at work and for GopherCon, but now I kind of want to do this. There's a part of me after we finish this project that wants to see whether we could build like an anti-ad thing for
Someone finds you interesting, sir. It appears we have a new follower.
for online video, because we could use the same thing for Facebook, YouTube, all of those things, right? As long as they're using SCT35 standards and things like that, and they're using a known format like MPEG- and HLS, we could just reroute everything. Yeah, I can tweet about it when I start, for sure. Probably the next 6 to 8 weeks is going to be working on this project, because I'm hoping to have it ready for GopherCon. But yeah, we could totally build this. I'd have to track down some examples of manifest files where they've inserted ads and things like that. Now, I wonder how much trouble I will get streaming on Twitch, how to circumvent Twitch ads. Yeah, I don't know whether it's against the terms of service. Okay. What time is it? About 4:30? I don't think we're going to make it very far in anything new. So we can either hang out and chat for a few minutes, or we can find somebody to raid. Why should it be? I don't know. I mean, I guess I would probably be against their terms of service to use it, right? But as like an exercise of understanding how the stuff works, I mean, you'd have to argue like you could learn that from anywhere. So Nattern, they could notice, right? Because we don't know what their player is doing, right? So it's also possible that the player could be doing it, right? So the player could fetch the manifest, but then decide, hey, you are, because at some point they know that you're a subscriber or not. So it's very, very possible that the player itself looks at the session data and determines whether or not you are a subscriber, and then plays you an ad while the player is also simultaneously fetching all of the data. And if that's the case, you would need to do it at the player. You would have to try to like monkey patch the JavaScript or something. We'd have to figure out how it's doing it, where it's getting the ad from, how it's being told that. Okay, so we're done. We've got Bald Bearded Builder. I'm going to be doing some Docker stuff too. So after we get some of this refactoring done, I'm going to get all this containerized and we're going to get it running somewhere as well. Yeah, there's us. There's not a lot of people on. Koopa, this is very true. We would have to watch a lot of ads to test it. Oh, cool. Let's do Limpai. Limpai is in here quite a bit helping with Rust. Why don't we do that? So I don't typically stream on Fridays. There's a good chance that I will stream tomorrow. probably about the same time, somewhere around 12:30, 1 p.m. Eastern, and I usually stream until 4:30, 5 p.m. And as always, thank you all so much for hanging out. This is a ton of fun getting to hang out with everybody while working on this stuff, and looking forward to tomorrow. This project is open source. All of the code is right here. Yep. Pull requests welcome. All right, well, thanks so much, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow.